Workshop, Understanding the Art of Composing. It will be conducted online by Shantanu Moitra, 2nd of September. To register now, please log on to bookmyshow.com, the Book My Show app, or NCPA-Mumbai.com. My friend, such a pleasure chatting with you. I can't wait to give you real hugs as opposed to virtual hugs, and sharing some conversation and a meal with you.
Yes, you take care. Thank you so much.
This week at the NCPA, I'm having a ball on this show, getting to meet such incredible performers. Now, what's happening on September 3rd, Sunday, is something special as part of the Converging Streams series. Some stellar performers in the past, but this time it's The Heart of Drums by Ranjit Barot. It's at the Experimental Theatre, 6:30 p.m. It's a show which he's curated, as well we'll see him performing. Tickets are at NCPA as we speak. They're going out at the NCPA-Mumbai.com site, as well as Book My Show as we speak. So please go get them. They're going out very, very fast. Converging Streams, the best of world music, The Heart of Drums by Ranjit Barot. Hi, how are you? Great to see you.
Nice to see you. I'm good, Hrishi. All well.
Now, we're very excited because this has not just yourself, but Ashwin Srinivasan, the flautist, Nastya Saraswati, the violinist, Gulraj Singh on keys and vocals, and Emmanuel Simon on world percussions. I'm sure you chose those musicians with a specific focus in mind as regards this particular show. What would that be, Ranjit? Tell us a bit about each one of them.
There's also, I think maybe you missed it, there's Sanket Nayak. We added a percussionist into the program. And selection of musicians is really, as a composer, I need ammunition, I need power, and I need personalities that can take an idea and then sort of ingest it and present it back to me with some of their DNA on it. So the possibilities become multidimensional as opposed to just coming from my mind. I need people that can take that and then expand on it, bring their personality to it. But here's the thing, there's only one thing that really matters in, I think, most art forms. It's not like there's some great music being written for the last 500 years, 1,000 years. All you have is a point of view, but you must have one. So you need to work with people that have a point of view.
That's lovely. Now, what kind of Western techniques are we going to see? And I believe there's also going to be some Carnatic-style spoken syllables. Lead us through that.
So we're featuring, of course, the art of Konakol, which is a South Indian percussive system. But we're exploring everything. The vocals from the Balkans, rap, everything that drives music, everything that has an origin in its indigenous form and how it got urbanized. So basically from tribal to the city, So, and of course it's drum centric, but it's also music. I've written music which can stand alone on its own, but yes, of course, in this context, it's a support system for the rhythm section.
Ranjit, would it be safe to say that the show will also showcase your own evolution as a drummer and percussionist, given that, you've had this fascinating career, played in rock bands, jazz bands, fusion bands, and you create so much world music now?
Yeah. Oh, definitely, yeah. I think most of what I do, there's a bit of a shapeshifter in me because there's so many frontiers to be explored, so many facets to not just drumming, but musical composition. I do film scoring. I work with A.R. Rahman, I work with John McLaughlin, with Zakir Bhai. So you have multi-personalities that exist within you. And what you do is you tap into these from time to time and see, at this point in your journey, what does that part of you feel like? And it's never static. It's never static. So I'm going through a phase now, which is improvisational music, but also very, very ensemble-based, structure-based. Almost a lot of it is written out. There are parts that have to be learned, as opposed to being in a jazz situation where you have a theme and then it's all totally the moment. There was a lot of the moment here, but it's structured and it's got a shape that needs to be respected. So that's the sort of current phase I'm in.
You know, there was a time when you were focusing on movie scores a lot. Has that been put on the back burner for now? Is playing live gigs more of a priority?
Yeah, I don't really have an agenda as such. I mean, I'll do whatever comes my way, but I would say I'm more discerning now. At this point in my life, I need to be really satisfied with what I'm doing as opposed to just a guy who's worked for hire. I've done that for a lot of my life. I'm not close to that, but I need to now present a deeper music that I'm capable of doing if I apply myself. And I'd like to be remembered for good music, pushing the boundaries, pushing the frontiers, showing audiences and younger musicians everything is possible. We don't need to lament that we live in a country that may not, I know is highly film oriented, but the independent scene, institutions like the NCPA and other are very, very open to presenting things that are cutting edge, out of the box. And I find myself happiest when I'm in that territory. Yeah, I have to say.
That's lovely. Now, one is creating Heart of Drums, but the other is also to be mindful that it is part of a long-running series. Mm-hmm. It is part of Converging Streams. Tawfiq Qureshi has performed in the past. Rajiv Raja as part of this series. Giridhar Uduppa, Zila Khan, they've all been part of Converging Streams in the past. So the logical question is, how you plan to take Converging Streams forward with your Heart of Drums?
Well, I mean, each of the artists you mentioned have their point of view, have a personality, have a musical strength. I suppose, and you know, it's funny, it's a little similar to what my mother learned. What I learned from doing a lot of films and working with A.R. Rahman is a sense of drama, is a sense of storytelling. You see what I mean? So it's not just music being presented with competent people, it's storytelling. We've got yes when I see it, and I don't take anything I do for granted. I don't take this granted. It's got me into trouble, being this idealism that I have. We're given a very special place in this life, and I respect it. So I need to behave in a certain manner in my professional career and as an artist off stage. How much time do I spend learning and how much time do I spend dreaming? Because these are important things to have expression. So I was very fortunate. Everybody that you mentioned before, Louis Banks, John McLaughlin, I really, really learned so much watching him when I recorded with him. And that gave me the impetus to do my 2010 album, Bada Boom, which featured some of the greatest musicians from all over the world. So it's we're students our whole lives. You know, we're learning, watching. We have to be better tomorrow than we were today, even if it's a very small thing. There has to be that clarity and there has to be that dedication. My mother was a very, very, very strong personality. I saw the amount of work she put in. She expected the most out of you. And I consider she's not with us physically, but I pay respect to that teaching that I had with her. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if that answers your question, but...
It does in very beautiful ways. Okay, sorry, I know I said last, but I'm getting a little greedy here. Just one more. I mean, this has been a fascinating long association with the National Centre of the Performing Arts, Ranjit.
Yeah.
You've performed over the years. Would you just hark back to great moments, great gigs, and what this association has meant to you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been fortunate enough, Tata Theatre with Zakir Bhai, with the amazing Vishwamohan Bhatt, Louis Banks, myself, and then, I mean, my mother was also closely associated with them. So, in fact, we did her memorial concert here after she passed, and Zakir Bhai and me played here. So it's kind of a home to us in a way. And I've had my own personal dialogue way back when Vijay Mehtaji was here, and I was just mentioning to Lizanne that I had proposed a once a month residency where I wanted to explore this interdisciplinary presentation of arts. I mean, think about a DJ and a Kathak dancer where we burn onto a vinyl all the balls that we associate with dance, and we try. I see many possibilities. I don't really see boundaries with music and art. For me, everything becomes, I think we all want to go to the same place. All musicians, artists, painters, dancers, we want to get to that one place which is free from academia, and you're in that, you're with the muse. And I think that if we explore it more and more, I think there's much to be done and much to be said. And I know I will be approaching NCPA for help and support to present this music and dance and visual arts on a regular basis. So yeah, it's something I value and look forward to furthering.
3rd of September, Sunday, it's at the Experimental Theatre, 6:30 p.m. Tickets are going out fast at Book My Show as well as at ncpamumbai.com. Converging Streams, the series, sees The Heart of Drums by Ranjit Barot and some excellent musicians. See you guys there. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thanks very much, Hrishi. Happy to do it. God bless.
94.3 Radio 1.